guys know who the GOAT is, don't you?
Who?
I'm the GOAT.
I'm the goat.
I'm the goat.
Hey, stop eating stuff, Bob.
Bad. Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Mike.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. And yeah, the studios look different today because we are doing this kind of like we do our Whiskey Wednesday, except this is pre-recorded, unlike Whiskey Wednesday. And speaking of Whiskey Wednesday, every Wednesday we go live, rain, sleet, snow, we are there. So whiskey is never mandatory, but your attendance is. So we want to see you over on the Whiskey Wednesday. Join us for our topics, special guests, all that stuff. But today we have a very, very, very fun and important list. Today we are doing top 10 small box games, and not just 10 games, but 10 games each. Mike, what are some of the other caveats we have to this list?
Well, first of all, you did say 10 games each, and that's because we expect crossover, but we all want to talk about 10 different games to make this list as useful as possible. So we have a fun little game that we play. If there is crossover and somebody steals our pick, we're going to swap one of our honorable mentions in, and then we'll still get to talk about 10 different games. We also tried to limit our box size. We're trying to keep these smaller than Sky Team. Basically,
Sky Team
was
too
kind
big,
of we tried to keep it smaller than Loot. So smaller than, I think that one's 10 by 10. Sky Team was like,
I forgot the number of cubic inches we said.
I was going to say,
we
when we
measured
first
it,
yes.
we did this height times width times depth, and then we took that number and said, okay, smaller than that.
smaller than 10.5 by 8.5. So these are legitimately small boxes. We're not going to try to throw any medium stuff at you. These should be transportable games that are easy to take with you, easy to get to the table. And worth mentioning, we've done this list a couple times, but considering small box games have really become a thing and have taken off over the last couple of years, my list is dramatically different than it was 2.5 years ago when we first did this. And it's way different than it was when we did this a year ago as well. So that's why we're revisiting it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think these lists, this topic is always kind of useful and interesting anyways, right? Because and honestly, with the trends you will see in the industry going forward, at least for the time being, while shipping and manufacturing costs are sort of in flux, this is going to be a trend on it that you will be seeing moving forward, at least for a year or two. You're going to see a lot of small box games come out. So I'm just going to say, kind of get used to it.
I mean, I think that the proof is in the pudding when you look at the Gen Con preview list. There are a lot of small box card games, trick-taking games, and things like that. So that absolutely proves what you're saying, at least for the time being.
At least for now. So yeah, these lists are always fun. Like the guy said, we have a bunch of alternates because we want to provide as many unique games as possible. I will say also, I cannot guarantee that all of mine are still in print, but I did try to pick out some great ones. So I'll just put that out there.
I did try to make sure mine were all in print. There's one I really wanted to talk about, and I'm sure we'll discuss our honorable mentions when we're done. I'll mention one that is no longer in print, and its reprint is too big to be on the list.
There you go. That's legit.
What about a game that, like, I took the big box and I put it into a smaller box, and now it's a small box game?
Oof.
I feel like that's cheating.
Is it though?
I mean, it's cheating.
I mean, that's like saying I identify as a small box game.
It kind of is. Just because you have a bunch of air in your box doesn't mean you make the small box list.
Right. We're looking at you, Fantasy Flight. Hey.
Yeah. Queen Games.
Looking at you, Splendor.
Splendor, yeah, could fit in a very small box. Yeah. It's funny though, because I do have some games that would have fit that criteria. Like that could be a list all on its own. Games
I've reboxed.
Games that should be small box games.
Games I switched to a different means of transportation.
Yeah. Well, all right.
All right.
Let's get right into this bad boy and see what's gonna happen. I'm kind of
Sounds good. I think we got our caveats out of the way. So we're gonna start with Tim and go clockwise back to me, which means we're starting with Tim's number 10.
All right. I think I'm going to be the only one to have this one on my list. So I'm putting it at 10 because it's safe. I'm not blocking anybody else. I do think, though, that this game has already been re-implemented, and I forget what the new name is for it. But my first game is going to be Surfasaurus Max. I really enjoy this game. You've got these funky looking dinosaurs, and cards, and there's different suits and numerical values, and you are playing cards trying to build the best poker hand. There's some table talk, there's some negotiating. You're trying to figure out which direction people are going. Unlike the Gang, this is a game that at least keeps poker interesting and doesn't make it less fun. But also, I love the art and the vibe and the feel of this. I think Surfasaurus Max does a very good job at what it's trying to do.
The art is my favorite part of it. I guess maybe it's me. Like, I'm not big on poker. And, I didn't care for it. So.
No, totally fine. I don't expect, like, all of these games to be for everybody. But But yeah, like I said, I enjoy it. I knew it was kind of a safe pick where, like, I'm not bumping anybody. I know all the games we love are going to get talked about, like, I know that's going to happen, but I also wanted to have some that I knew would be completely unique to me, versus everybody else. So.
Yep. Enjoy this one, but yeah, doesn't make my short list. And you're not wrong, though. Much, much, much better than the Gang.
Low bar.
And, as we all were very middle on that one, but also I think BGG is telling you the new version here was called Combo.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's cool with dinosaurs.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of appreciate, I think that's at least interesting box art. I don't know what the hell it does, but I think it's interesting looking.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, good start. This one's fun.
All right. So my number 10, I'm sure this might be crossed over. But growing up, I loved a game called Bullshit. They made it into a game called Cockroach Poker.
Hell yeah.
And Cockroach Poker is a blast. You got a handful of cards. You don't want to get rid of your cards. If you run out of cards, you have to play when you lose. It's one of those games that only has one loser. Everybody else wins. But you take a card, you say, oh, it's totally this. And you put it face down in front of somebody, and they have to decide whether you think you're lying, or they can decide not to take it and pass it on to somebody else.
Oh, you're definitely lying.
Oh, definitely. But they can try to call you out. And if you were telling the truth, then they get stuck with the card. But if you were lying, you get the card back and you got to play again. And you get 4 of any one card, you're out. If you run out of cards, you can't play, you're out. But yeah, this game's just a bunch of fun. All ages can play this game. And I sleeved it. It's like a $15 game, but I sleeved it because it gets played a lot.
This could have been my number 1.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to make it that far, but I love this game so much that yes, I agree. Everything you said, the only thing you're wrong about is how low it is on your list.
Well, ranked at 10. 10's the highest, right? That's good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's how lists work.
Yeah, this one has grown on me the more I have played it. You guys were definitely warmer on this one than I have, but I've now got a copy and I do enjoy this one. I always chuckle every time I see the German version.
Yeah.
Glücksspiel. And there's very few pictures of the American version, the English version. So
for no particular reason,
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that frog in the bottom left, he's like, hey,
That was it.
Hey.
come on over to my lily pad.
That frog is ready. He's what? Hot to go? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hop to go.
Hop to go.
HOP. Okay.
Oof. All
The
right.
dad jokes
so,
are strong.
well, that depends who you ask. This is what I know will be on nobody's list. I'm gonna talk about an old favorite of mine. When it's your most played game of all time, it must make this list. And you guys know I still love me some One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
Yeah.
So my very first, and you can see all of my plays there. I have plays of this separate from plays of Daybreak, which is a standalone expansion. Combining them, you get close to 300. Yes, I know it's a 5 to 10 minute game, but there's a lot of games on this list that are only 10-minute games.
I count those more as games than I would count your Hands of Crew as games.
Well, it doesn't make the list anymore, so you're fine. You're fine.
Man, truths are being spoken.
Not
Oof.
that I necessarily have to explain this one, but everybody's got a hidden role. And if you're on the Villager team, you're trying to discover who the werewolves are, who get to see each other at night and must stay hidden and pretend they are villagers. So after everybody does their night actions, everybody wakes up, and then chaos ensues as everybody starts to accuse others of being a werewolf.
Absolutely.
I just enjoy this game. I still do. I'd still play it. And it just so happened that my very first game group, we played this for an hour before we played anything else. So within the first couple of years of me really getting into the hobby, I played this a ton, and I still enjoy it.
Go back real quick.
Sure.
At the very top, it says re-implemented by Harry Potter. The heck is that about?
I mean, there's
good
probably a
question.
Harry Potter version.
Oh,
Oh, it's a German Harry Potter version, even.
that's
Okay.
very interesting.
Yeah, I'd say so. I have not noticed that before.
See, now that game would be awesome.
Just change up the theme, and suddenly Bob's in.
Exactly. I'm
Bob's
in.
back in.
Yeah, a lot more of my picks are going to be more current than this one, but some things don't change, and this one still deserves to be on my top 10. So
There you go.
You can have
Nope.
it.
Good
All
job.
right.
All right.
So that means we're back to Tim for number 9.
Real
I look
quick,
very
I just
straight.
want to shout out to Mike for making these new transitions.
Yeah,
Give him some credit.
Thank you.
putting the work in.
Good job. Don't ever do it again. Just kidding.
And don't worry, we will pass on to somebody who's been professionally trained next.
That's right. That is right. Okay, let's go with a unique one here. Maybe there was a game we had an opportunity to review. I feel like it's really underrated. Nobody really knows about this game but us. So we need to talk about this game. And I'm talking about Evil Dead 2 1%.
Great pick.
This game is fun as hell. I mean, literally, it could take 10 seconds, to play. But you're trying to get these cards in front of you. The numbers are you need to roll your number on 2 tens, right? And then or you need to roll triple zeros, right? 0 0 0 0.
0 0 is 100, and that's what that.
No, you need 0 0 1.
Double zero.
It's double zero.
Double zero.
Yeah, 2 dice.
2 dice. 2 10-sided dice. One is a
2
10.
10-sided.
Yeah, one is a tens place. One is a ones place.
Yeah. So but I mean on the tens die,
You want
it's
0
got
0.
0 0. So anyways, there's different ways you can do this. There's some mitigation and stuff you can do, and plus it's got the hilarious theme of Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's a really good time. and it gets kind of nuts. The longer the game goes on, you're like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen? But it does that without overstaying its welcome. You know, I really feel that way. So
It's almost liar dicious, where you have these suits and you're like, I bet, because you're trying to guess how many people have what in their hand. You're like,
yes,
there's 12 chainsaws, and they're like, well, I bet there's 13 deer heads, and you just got to keep upping the bid or call somebody, and then everybody has to reveal how many of that suit they've got.
No way there are 13 deer heads. I'm calling it.
I got a tenor right here.
Like, damn it. But yeah, this game's awesome. It's I very much consider this a hidden gem.
Yeah.
But it also, because the list is small box, definitely fits that criteria.
For sure. And I would even go as far to say is that the theme is kind of slapped on this one, and I don't care.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because we played the normal version, and it's okay. I mean, it's basically the same exact game, but you put that theme on it for some reason, it just made it more fun.
It made it pop.
Yeah.
It really did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This version, I don't believe, has actually made it to the U.S. market because you can't really find any. But it is a re-implementation of 1%, a game of strategic chance, which you can find in the U.S.
And should.
I actually still liked this one quite a bit, but you're right. The Evil Dead one is more fun. You actually get more special ability cards aside from just the numbers. So agree that Evil Dead is better, but if you can only find this one, I'd still suggest picking it up.
I think you're still good.
10 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
What? Nobody's rolling that 1% on this game. You got to get the other one to get the insta win, apparently.
Yeah. It's funny because when we recorded it, when we did this preview here, I actually did roll the 00.
Oh my
gosh. The first play.
I was so mad.
Let me
That's
go
how
ahead
you play.
and tack that as a W and let's re-rack.
Yeah.
I was so mad because that was like one of Mike's games of the crew and that BG stats.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, come on, dude. Like you played
You're
for 5 minutes.
That
doesn't count.
There it is.
There's those 2 plays logged on the same day during that preview video. One of them is a W for me, for those that are keeping score.
And everybody else lost because you won.
That's right.
Great pick. Great pick.
Thank you.
I considered it for my list myself.
I'm very happy with it.
All right. So I guess maybe I should figure out which one of this is.
Oof.
And I can't spell. Oh yeah. So I'm actually excited because there's a new one of these getting ready to come out at Gen Con here coming up shortly. It tells you when we're getting ready to film this. But I found it last year at Gen Con by one of my favorite new designers, Fabian Gradel. The game is Chronologic, and this one is the Paris 1920 version. But it's kind of like a clue game where you're asking these questions. You're given the answer, and there's like this card. You hold it up in like this. It's almost like the what's the one with the computer? Turing machine.
Turing machine. Yep.
And
same designer.
It gives you a bit of information. So there'll be one piece of public information that you give everybody, and then a piece of private information you keep for yourself. And you're keeping track of all these, and you're trying to solve whatever the question is for the the scenario that you're on. By getting the who, where, and when of it all. And there's a new one getting ready to come out, which I think is something to do with Aztecs or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Type it in here, up here. Whoops, if I
spell Chronologic.
Yeah. Chronologic.
There you go. Yep.
Cusco, and then even after that is a Babylon.
Yeah, they're talking. I knew there was going to be a series of them, but I'm excited. I'm as soon as if I see that at Gen Con, I mean, it's an instant grab for me. I really enjoy like the whole deduction behind it, and I just think it's really neat that you get that public information for every question asked, and then you always get that private information that nobody else is going to know about unless they ask the same question.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it's super interesting and well done.
It really is. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. And one thing that's interesting to me is that Turing Machine actually in the box has more replayability. But because this game only has like so many actual,
there's 4 scenarios with like 6 different scenarios in each one.
4. I was gonna say that was the number in my head.
Yeah.
So even though this game is more limited, I want to play it more because it's just that much better, and the theme makes sense. It's less abstracted.
Whereas
exactly. Turing Machine, like it's
Is the
It's more-
triangle plus square greater than the triangle? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this one I think the theme lends itself to people wanting to play it more, myself included. So
Yep.
great pick.
Right on.
Okay, my number 9. We shot a review of this one. Bought it recently and just really found myself enjoying Castle Combo.
Oh, this was good.
It was
Yeah.
good. It's the problem with like
yeah.
all the games I don't own. I look around, I don't see them, and I'm like, they don't trigger my brain that I should be putting that on the list somewhere.
That's where BG Stats comes in handy. So recent publication by Pandasaurus was added to BGA, was really, really hyped up for a while there. So I just bought it. I'm like, I'll just buy this blind and see if it's worth the hype. And it legitimately is. It feels like the 3x3 grid part of Earth exclusively, where that's all you're doing is you are basically moving this messenger between two different rows of cards, then buying a card and then adding it to your 3x3 tableau. And each card has a different way of scoring. You're tag chasing, but there's not like so many tags that you're digging forever to find them. It's short enough and simple enough, and it just has a good amount of replayability with how these cards work off of each other. This one, like for example, this guy's 4 points at the end of the game if he's in one of the 4 corners. This one is 6 points if it's on this left side column. This guy's 7 points if he's along the bottom. But then you have some of these other ones that can be really powerful if people let you get them. This is 2 points per coin that's on the card. Now, the card doesn't automatically come loaded with coins. You have to find another card that allows you to put coins on it, and then it has a max that it can hold of 8. And when you see people grab those cards, you almost have to try and block them from getting the cards and allow them to put the coins on them.
Yeah.
So there's, even though you're building your own tableau, there's good player interaction. There's definitely some hate drafting.
Moving
here.
that little messenger back and forth to try to change what row it's from.
Yeah, I was trying to get a photo of that itself. That's this here. So it's just 2 3-card rows.
Yeah.
The messenger starts at the bottom, and you have to spend a key to move him, and then you can only buy out of the row that he's in. But keys are worth points at the end of the game. Coins are not. And if you get low on coins, you'll find yourself taking cards that give you coins instead of points. So it's just tight enough to be really, really interesting.
What I'll never forget about this is the way Bob yelled at me when we played
for making a subpar move because I didn't realize you didn't have the money to buy it.
Yeah, making a subpar move that I couldn't afford to make the move you thought I should.
Well, you had your money hidden like a cheater, and then I couldn't see you didn't have any money. But no, I was doing some cleaning in the attic, and I found about 15 of these keys.
Oh,
and I might use them to upgrade.
Yeah,
I know, right? They're pretty fancy. They're metal.
Let's give you a solo layout for that.
Yeah, show them keys off.
Look at these keys.
Son of those
Aren't
are
those cool.
nice.
I have no idea what they're from. I just found them.
Man.
Oh, those
probably
fell
got
on my
like a bunch
pocket
of
the
Oh,
last
did
time
you drop
I was
those,
there.
Mike?
Yeah.
I love the art on this. Go back to the main page of this game. Real quick.
Yes. Really, really,
The
really
art
good.
is really
art.
good.
Yeah, the
This
art's fun.
chick on the far side right there. No, go back. I'm trying to point something out on that back on the
Oh,
main page. Go
whoops.
back to the main page. The chick all the way to the side. Yeah, she looks like been hanging out on Whiskey Wednesday a little, maybe too much.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, that's
There's
fine.
some really good character art. Here you go. There's
Really
a better
fun
copy
character.
of what
There's
you're
a better
seeing
picture
there.
of it. Yep.
Great. No, you're absolutely right. Really, really fun character art.
Yep. Yeah, I think we were surprised because it beat out another game that we really enjoyed for Game of the Year, didn't it?
I believe it was Meeple Choice Game of the Year.
Is that what it was, the Game of the Year? I thought it won some award, and you're like, this won some award or something like that.
It was.
I don't remember.
It was a small box
It was
game.
a Spiel recommended. It was Golden Geek Light Game of the Year.
There you go.
And of course, we were hoping a certain op game would win
It's true.
that may or
Yeah.
may not make this list.
That would be
it will.
opportunistic of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, it would be.
But it's still a fun game. It's a
It
really
was,
good
yeah,
game.
no, I really. It's been in my little wish list cart area for a while. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, those are our 8s. We'll go back to Tim
Those
for
were 9s, but now we're gonna go back to 8.
I'm way ahead of myself. Okay, those are our 9s. Let's do our number 8s.
Okay, this might make Mike have to go to his first crossover,
Uh-oh.
but I can't not talk about Shards of Infinity. One of the best head-to-head deck building games out there. The Star Wars deck building game is really good, but I was a little nervous that box might have been slightly too big because it's a deeper box.
Deep.
Because the initial like size, height, and width would have been fine, but the depth I think would have buried me. But Shards is smaller. I compared it to some of the other games, and yeah, this is just a great freaking game. Super fun, lots of replayability, different strats you can do that are interesting. I've never played it at more than 2 players. I don't have any desire to play it at more than 2 players because I feel like you could get into some king-makey kind of stuff. But yeah, this game's fantastic. From Ultra Pro of all it's like Card Sleeve Company, but
Yeah.
But anyway, Shards of Infinity is awesome. Great art, easy gameplay, intuitive, really fun.
I think originally it was Stoneblade Entertainment.
Oh yeah, it was Stoneblade.
It's
Yeah, I think
the
you're right.
designers of Ascension.
Yes,
and
that
I
shows.
think
Bless
it
you.
might have got republished, but well, there was a Kickstarter because it was out of print for a while, and then they put some additional expansions in there. Yeah, I just really like how this is basically like a battle royale deck building game.
Just head to head, start smacking people.
It goes up to 4. Don't suggest it. 3's fine, but 2 is the sweet spot.
Yeah, it
because
is.
you keep the gameplay at like 20-25 minutes, and it's just money. I have to talk about how you not only have the recruit points and the hit points, and you can heal, but that mastery dial that you've got on your character builds up to getting infinite damage out of a card that starts in your deck called the Shard Reactor. And if you get your mastery maxed at 30, it's an insta-kill. And so there is kind of a built-in timer if somebody's going that mastery strategy. And I just have not seen another game with that option on any of its cards. So
yeah,
at least in a deck builder. So great pick. This was my number 4. So I definitely will have to make a replacement.
Yeah, I had a feeling I was going to knock it off your list, but
it happens.
We were ready for that.
Indeed.
All right. My number 8 was a little difficult to pronounce, but it did knock off one that I won't mention in case somebody else wants to mention it. A game that is very similar to it, but I just think that this newer game that I played is a better version of it. But Nana Toridori is a bunch of fun, and it's like you get your hand of cards, you're not allowed to move them around, and then you're playing out these flocks of birds and trying to beat previously played flocks of birds, or you're like picking cards up, adding them to your hand to make bigger runs and or groups and whatnot. But no, we played this at Origins, and I really enjoyed it, and I think I'm going to try to grab me a copy while we're at Gen Con.
Yeah, This was really solid. I had a great time with this, and I was dead tired when we
played at the end of it was Sunday, just before we left. Felt drained, but still had fun.
Yeah.
Kids Table board game. There just isn't a whole lot that they've made that isn't a great game. I
challenge them to publish a bad game. No, don't do that. Just keep it up.
Always great art and graphics as well. And, I legitimately was a little concerned it would feel too much like Scout. But when you've got that option to pass and take a card from the deck and insert it in the middle of your hand, which you otherwise can't rearrange, it is a very legitimate strategy to pass and increase the options in your hand. And that's not something you can do in Scout. So
Yeah.
You can
Uh,
scout, but you have to take cards from what's out there.
right. Yep. And this, you're just drawing them from the deck, and in that way, and several others, it does stand on its own as a unique game from Scout for sure.
Yeah,
Good one.
and I like the theme or the art on these cards. Like they look great.
Yeah. And at least birds flocking together. Okay, that makes some sense.
That makes sense. That theme makes more sense than the Scout theme. I will die on that hill. I hate the Scout theme. It makes me so mad.
What?
I know.
The art on these cards is fantastic for sure. Other thing worth mentioning, if you do get it at Gen Con, you'll get that promotional holographic card. And that's that wild card that works as anything. I think it's a hawk.
Oh,
or an
Bob's
eagle.
out. He doesn't like fancy upgrades to his games.
Yeah, as I show you some random keys I find.
Yeah, go tell Sean Board Game Rundown sent you. Great company. Okay, so I had to swap out Shards of Infinity, which was much higher on my list. And so what I'm going to put on my list instead is a big one that goes over well with this group. We're going to go with a slightly older game, and it's Cartographers.
Ooh, I had it written down. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, there had to be some flipping right, rolling right games on a small box list. This one is fantastic. I was late to the party on this game. No particular reason, just sometimes that happens.
It does, yeah.
But you are basically just flipping a territory card, and you need to draw one of those two territories in this Tetris style shape on your board. And the way that you place these out is going to score differently depending on which one of the 4 rounds it is. And there's different cards that are drawn for each round that determine the scoring. So there's tons of replayability in this small little box. You are playing the game completely differently depending on the scoring cards that come out. And so I just really appreciate how many different ways you can strategize in this game. And I really like how you're kind of drawing your Tetris pieces. And if you want to grab your colored pencils and fancy up your forest,
I never did.
fancy up your sand dunes, I don't either. But it lends itself to it, and you can really have some gorgeous looking boards when you want.
They're just showing off now.
Too much talent.
Kidding, way too much talent. It plays great on Board Game Arena as well. Man, I should have picked up this game way sooner. Also worth mentioning, this designer Jordi Adan also designs Stone Spine Architects, which is also a fantastic Thunderworks game. But yeah, Cartographers, fantastic.
We actually played that during COVID.
Yeah, we did. We played via Zoom. It was awesome. Or Facebook Messenger video, whatever.
A ton of sense. Yeah, be great. So there you go. That's my first replacement, but I was very happy to sneak Cartographers onto my list.
Okay.
All right, then I guess that means we're on to number 7.
All right. Number 7, oldie, but a goodie. You can find it for sale, I believe, at Eagle Griffin. But actually, I just said the name. It's for sale.
I was going to say, I was like, is that what it is?
It's for sale. Yeah, I said the name in the thing.
Great game.
Yeah, for sale's awesome. Very
Amazing.
small box game, right? But you're going to go through the deck. You're bidding your coins on buying these properties. They're numbered 1 to 30. And then once all of the properties have been sold, you will then take those properties and you're going to sell them off sort of in a bidding. Everybody's going to select one simultaneously, reveal it, and then you will divvy up the money cards that are laid out in priority order. And then you just go through that money deck. And then any of the coins you have left over and any of the money cards, you tally those up. Most money wins. Really straightforward, really fun. I love the hell out of this game. It's really good. I'll play it anytime, anywhere. It's so easy. You can play with anybody. For sale at, I believe, Eagle Griffin. So you can find it there. You might be able to still find it in game shops and stuff. So if you can find it there, even better. Go there and get it. But Eagle Griffin runs sales like all year. They do Black Friday, Christmas sales. They do all kinds of sales all the time.
Yep.
Definitely still in print. It is a fantastic auction game. Great pick. I assumed it would still make your list, and so I just left it on the honorables. I love this game.
Yeah, me too, man. There's a game similar to this, but I thought the box was too big, but maybe it's not. That I considered. But I won't mention it just in case it is on somebody's list, and I'm not going to give them a hard time about it because it's a great game.
Okay. Sus. My number 7. I was actually asked about this game, and my response was, no, it's too big. But upon further review, it's not too big. It's actually the same size as the ones we said we're going to use, but Zombie Survival Infection
is...
It's like this much taller than Wine Cellar is, but it's smaller than Sky Team. So
hey, I asked Bob about this today.
Yeah,
when we were playing softball.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh, I think it's too big."
Like, it does look smaller. Let me go double check that.
So I left it off my list.
Yeah. Plus, I wanted to keep it for myself.
Yeah,
but no, this is just a fun game where you're everybody starts with their own hideout, and they're coming out with a leader expansion. But you each have an asymmetrical leader, and you're trying to play cards to lure survivors into your hideout. Eventually, somebody's going to draw the cards and get bit, and then the infections start. And as the infection starts to spread from camp to camp, then you're just going to start losing people. And it's just really unique because, like, the currency are people, and there's only so many of them, and eventually they all just flip over and become zombies. And there's some really awesome artwork in this game, not just the one that features us, but also some other art that is great in here. Friend of the show, Jim Cole, great guy from Texas. But yeah, man, he does awesome art, and it's a fun game. Like my Magic buddies and I, we love to play this and just beat up and eat each other. So it's a good time.
I'm very proud to say that we have had people that have bought this game because of us. They heard us talk about it, and they have enjoyed the game immensely. So I haven't had anybody come to me and go, well, you guys really recommended this, but it just didn't land. Like, I have not heard anybody say that.
Yeah.
So
it's but you take that, so you got to be cool with that, you know, like
right.
Yeah.
But I think we made it really clear, right, when we explained it and talked about it. Like, okay, this is what you're getting into.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I kind of, there we go. I was looking for it.
There it is.
I kind of like the sort of politicking that happens where you're sort of building alliances early in the game. And then as the game goes on, they're just naturally going to break as you start to whittle down your survivors. You just got to do whatever you can to stay alive. And then ultimately multiple camps have turned into zombies, and now you're just nibbling away at the alive camps that are available.
Yeah, because if your camp gets wiped out, you still have a chance to win as the zombies. So that's awesome.
That's so fun.
Yeah,
that's so fun.
Really kind of represents what you see in those zombie shows for sure.
Yep.
It is probably the cleanest representation of The Walking Dead in game form, if you're a fan of that IP.
Yeah. Good pick. Okay, my number 7 is been getting some talk here lately because I played the mess out of this game at Origins, but it is literally a deck of cards. It is Edo. This has kind of become one of my go-to party games. It supports 10 and it plays in like 10 minutes, and anybody can pick up this game and play it. Basically, you're going to start with a category. And that category might be things that you want to take a picture of. You're going to get a numbered card between 1 and 100. If you have a 2, this is something that you do not want to take a picture of. Like, say, for example,
My bowel
Bob's right foot while he has athlete's foot.
I have
Yeah.
very nice
Or-
feet. Thank you very much.
But will
Except for
you
those
have
moldy
athlete's
ones.
foot? Or if you've got a 99, maybe it's a picture of Bob's dog Winston snuggling on the couch with his cat Bella. So you're kind of making these subjective sort of justifications for this number, and then you're going to play it face down, and then everybody else is going to give you an explanation for where their number ranks between 1 and 100.
Mhm.
Everybody places their card down, and then you can discuss as much as you want. You reveal them, and you hope that they're in order, and that's how you win. I just love how subjective this game is. Knowing the people that you're playing with totally changes how you play it. Different
Mhm.
groups play this differently. You really learn something about people if you don't know the group that you're playing this game with.
Whether you want to or not.
That
I'm
is
just kidding.
factual. And so I've played this a lot. I played this a ton at Origins with multiple different groups. It just lends itself to playing it 7, 8, 9, 10 times in a row. So it just means it gets played a ton. But I'm very glad that Arcane Wonders printed this for the US market and put it out there at Gen Con last year. This
Mhm.
is a fantastic game, and it's worth checking out for sure.
It is worthy of the list for sure. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, back to Tim
Ooh.
for number 6.
My number 6 is coming hot off the grill at you from 25th Century Games. And that is Sausage Sizzle. This game is so much fun. I love this game because it is a little bit of a push your luck. Well, it's 100% a push your luck game. As you are rolling these dice and you're trying to either, because you have to score, you're going to score your lowest number showing on your numerical dice. And then you're going to also have your, you got to pick your critter that you've got. And so you're gonna roll these 6-sided die, right? But there's sausages on them, and sausages are ones. But if you can roll all sausages, it's a ton of points.
It's a 7 instead.
Yeah, that's really good. So you'll get people like chanting around the table, pounding on the table if you're like us. Sausage. But I love Sausage Sizzle. It's a great time. It's super funny. It's very light, easy to teach. I think it's like perfect at like 3 or 4 players. But I know it has capacity for more than that. But anyways,
5 or 6,
yeah. I feel like 6 it gets a little slow
because you're waiting for your turn.
Yeah. I mean, because at least with like 4, you're still like you can still yell at people. You can still yell at people and heckle them, but without it getting too much downtime. But anyway, Sausage Sizzle is an absolute blast. I freaking love this game.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like Yahtzee with a twistish.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. That takes me to my number 6. This one, I mean, it's almost a classic at this point. A few more years, I guess, maybe, but it's been tried. It's been true. Ahoy! Kitten.
Yes.
Even though we haven't talked about it much lately, is still a fantastic game.
So
it's
good.
like musical chairs with fish. Everybody's got there's these little boats out the cardboard areas with fish on them. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, point. And everybody's going to point at one of the cardboard places with fish on it. If the only person pointing to one of those circles, you get the fish to go on your ship. If multiple people are pointing at it, nobody gets it. You're going to add more fish to all of those bits again, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, point. But now your boat is the cardboard piece that other people can point at to try to steal your fish Or you can try to go 1, 2, 3 and save your fish and bank them, but then you're out for a turn. So you got to kind of gauge how often you want to do that. But this game is such simple fun. It's way more fun than it has any right being.
This game is amazing. It's great. It's like everything Bob just said. It's just an absolute joy to play this game because it's hilarious when you don't score any points.
Yeah.
And
it's 0 this game. I didn't care.
Yeah. And it's still super fun if you're scoring a ton of points. And if you, and it's done fast, re-rack, play again. It's great.
Yeah. Well, my mom started swearing at my niece because she kept stealing her fish.
Oh, dude. Amazing. Did she swear in English or Portuguese?
It was English, but yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, this is a channel favorite. We've talked about this a ton on the live show, but there's a ton of people that don't know this game, and it's amazing. It's shocking to me because it's so fun. And it's really easy to get to the table. And if you play this and you're not laughing before you're done, like you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you're playing with the wrong group.
Yeah.
Very, very fun. I had this on my list just in case, so I will happily sub out another game. I had it at number 5, so I guess I'm right. I had it higher than Bob. So.
Interesting.
So I guess my number 6 then, my replacement. This is the largest box on the list. It's smaller than Sky Team. So it made the cut, but man, I bought this at Origins and I had a blast with it. So I'd love to talk about Mythical Dice. This game is so fun. So this has been republished a couple times. This was originally Skull King Dice, then Mino Dice, and then Yellow republished this as Mythical Dice and launched it at Origins. And I had a blast with this. This is dice trick taking. And so much like in Skull King, in round 1, you take 1 die, in round 2, you take 2 die, and you'll play up to 8 rounds. And then looking at just the color of the die, you are going to simultaneously bid with everybody else. But you can't sandbag or you'll actually lose points for being wrong about your bid. And 0 is a legitimate bid because you'll get 10 points for each round that it is.
Yeah.
So if it's round 8, you can actually get 80 points for not getting a single trick. But one of the more intriguing things about this is that you roll the dice on your turn. So even if you have the best dice in the game, you may not win a trick because those are these wings that you see. And these are the mythical dice. But you'll see the white flag there is a surrender, meaning a third of the sides on that D6 are auto losses. So there's just a little bit of you just don't know about this aside from just playing a card where you know what it is. And it's that sort of uncertainty that adds a bit of excitement to this game that I think regular card trick takers don't have. So I've had a blast with Mythical Dice.
Yeah, I liked it more than I thought I would.
I haven't played it yet, but I bought it because everybody was like, Tim, you need to play this game. So
yeah. You bought it before I could get to it, and you bought the demo copy.
I did.
I sure did. Get myself a copy at Gen Con.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Well, that means maybe I won't have to bring my copy to Gen Con if somebody's buying it then. So
yeah.
Ooh, that's one less to pack.
Exactly. Not that a lot of games get packed for Gen Con anyway. It's usually the quick ones you can get played. So
that's true.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're on to our top 5.
All right. So real quick, before I tell you my number 5, if you have made it this far in the video, please consider liking, subscribing, ringing the bell, doing all of those things. We're going to be setting up a new Patreon. We'll explain more later in a different video, and we will start to have links for that as well. Also join us in the Discord. We always have some really interesting conversations going on there, board game related and otherwise. So lots of different channels and options in there to get into and hang out. So, anyways, my number 5, now that the housekeeping is out of the way, I am just enamored with this game, and it plays really well solo or at 2-player. The cards are absolutely beautiful, and there's 3 different versions which you can mix and match to increase player count. And I'm talking about Kinfire Delve, and fill in whichever one you want. So I'm just gonna say Kinfire Delve because they're all really good. All 3 boxes are really good. The villains are interesting. All the heroes are unique, asymmetrical, and very interesting. And this is a very tough co-op because evil has spouted out into the world, and we have found its source is this well, and you are delving down into the well, this deck, and there's cards at all the compass rose points, right? And so you got to knock those cards out, and then it's going to get replaced. And some cards are going to let you dig further down into the well. Like if you beat or solve a puzzle or beat a monster, you might be able to discard like 2 or 3 cards off the top. And then when you finally get to that boss, there's a puzzle sort of aspect to that as well. This game's really good. It's really hard, but it's fun. I appreciate the challenge, and it does not overstay its welcome. And if you lose, re-rack and go again, because it doesn't take long. The setup time is quick. But yeah, this game's solid, and the artwork on these cards is just ridiculous. Every card in there looks great.
Yeah, very challenging and fantastic card.
Have you played this yet, Bob?
No, I didn't get the chance to play it with you guys. So
it's good.
You didn't play any of the previous versions?
I did those videos solo, I think.
Yep.
Okay, this was the first one I played, and then I thought Tim had covered the first 2 even.
I did, but I did them solo.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah, Bob.
So yeah, my number 5. My number 5 is kind of another game that, well, apparently I'm super late to the party because according to BGG, it came out the year before I graduated high school. But it replaces a game that I used to talk about all the time, Take 5.
Dude!
Yeah, I really like this. Like, it's very interesting. And the more people you have, the more, chaos it is. Like, when lower player counts, you can really kind of like plan your kind of turns out. But when you have, like, you're playing a larger play count, it plays up to 10. Like, it's just chaos. You have no idea what other people are going to play. But you're putting these cards in these different rows, and then as you 1, 2, 3, and you simultaneously reveal a card, you're going to start putting them out lowest to highest, but you have to put it in the row where it barely like qualifies. So if you've got like a 21 out here and you have a 23, it's going to like go up there because it can't be higher than like, or lower than the number before it. Anyways, once you get past 5 and you play that 6th card, you have to take all those cards before it, and points are bad. You don't want those points, and those little bullheads on there are points. And so it was just really interesting. We played this at Origins. I played at Origins for the first time. Ended up buying it because like I don't know how I've never heard of it. But yeah,
played the crap out of this at Origins with Andrew Styles and the Rossies, and this was like my surprise game of Origins. Like, I did not see this game coming, and it was incredible.
Yep,
that's a good one. 6 Nimp was the name of the original for those that are more familiar with that version.
Okay.
But if you haven't played this, it is a classic. You got to pick this up.
Yeah, 1994. That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Been around a long time. 30 years.
Testament to how good it is, though.
Yeah.
Because, we just discovered it, and it did not feel like, in this
old game.
Because that's the thing, right? Is like, we'll play Dominion. Dominion feels like an old game, Right. Puerto Rico kind of feels like an older game. Not to say that they're bad games. I'm just saying they feel older. Take 5 does not feel old at all.
Plus, it's benefiting right now that Amigo is doing a bunch of like reprints and like updating like boxes and stuff like that, and they're really nice.
Yeah,
that unpredictability as you see the cards resolved before you're like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap.
Yes!
Oh no,
yeah,
oh no, yeah, it's so good, it's so good. Great pick. This could have been my number one after Cockroach Poker got sniped.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
So I love it. No, that's a great pick. I fully support it.
All right.
Yeah, good pick. I figured someone would hit this one.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right. Let's talk about another game that we learned about at Origins that you'll be able to pick up at Gen Con. Well, this video is not going to be out until after Gen Con. I got to stop saying that.
I know.
But this is one of the better trick-taking games I've played in quite some time. This is 3 chapters. Man, this game is really, really good.
I got to buy this game.
It doesn't introduce novel mechanics. It takes existing mechanics and mashes them in a way that I have never seen before.
They're just one novel thing. Usually after a trick taker, whoever wins the trick takes all the cards. And this trick taker, you take your card back.
Take your card back because you're going to get an ability of it. So basically how this one works is, and I'm just trying to find a good image of the gameplay, but there's 3 chapters. You start with a draft. You'll pick 7 out of the 8 cards, forming your hand, and then you're going to play trick taking. After the trick taking, during the trick taking section, cards will give you bonuses off of each other. If you win the trick by having the highest number, because there are no suits, you get stars. Every star is worth 2 points. But you'll see some of these cards are, well, if this card is in the trick, you'll get a heart. Every heart is worth a point. If you have other cards that work, that can give you gems, and every 2 gems is worth a point, no rounding up, but at the end of the game, whoever has the most gems gets an additional 4 gems to add to their tableau. But then in the 3rd chapter, you're once again triggering these bonuses on these cards. So you're getting cards that work off of specific cards in the deck or certain icons that are in the deck. So when you're drafting, you're really paying attention to what other cards are in the game because you want your cards to proc and give you these hearts and gems. And I just really appreciate how quick this game plays, how easy it is to learn. And there's tons of different ways to win. You can win by taking the most tricks. You can win by having the most gems. You can win by having the most hearts. And it all starts with a very simple draft where you're really paying attention to the other cards that are in the game and trying to get those cards to proc. This game was fantastic, in my opinion.
Yep. I'm glad you guys liked it. We've been playing a bunch of new trick takers and whatnot, and sometimes have feel a little lackluster maybe, but this one, it was fun. It felt unique.
I'm picky about my trick takers. So when a good one comes out,
there's not really suits, right? It's just the high number wins the trick.
Yeah.
And all those tags are just there for triggering abilities and whatnot. And it's stuff that people know. Like if Little Red Riding Hood is out there with a big bad wolf, you guys are going to get points off each other. You know, if you have, the dwarves out together and you have Snow White out there, then you get points together. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I was really impressed with this game. Really, really, really thought it was good. Man, Amigo, right?
Yep, yeah. I like to play it at a higher player count.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to play with more players and see these cards, see more cards. Great art.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great art in these cards. Really enjoyed this.
This is a game that just did everything right for me. Like it just really hit that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Because like even the draft, like the way the draft worked, I was so like, oh, I don't know, I don't feel good about my draft. And by the end of it, it was like, oh, okay, like it's coming together, and I was still able to score a ton of points. So they're just really good.
I had already played it a couple times, and your first play, we still came down to a tiebreaker.
And Bob was out by 1 point.
Yeah, it's really tight scoring.
It was close.
And when all else fails, just take the highest number and try to win the trick.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so good.
Nice.
All right, down to number 4.
Number 4, I first played at QSCon. and I had to go out and get it because there is nothing like some push your luck dice rolling from Oink Games Chicken. So
Nice.
good. Comes
Yeah.
in a tube, not a box,
Yeah.
but it's not a big
Yeah.
tube.
You
But this,
take the circumference times the height, and
I sure did, and it fit. Yeah. This game's really fun. I actually need to get the expansion.
you need to. It's
for it.
really good.
The
But,
expansion.
The
But
egg span.
I love the way that you can just kind of like build up the dice pool to make it really difficult for the next player. It's so much fun. This game is an absolute blast. You're rolling dice. You have to, what is it? The eggs turn into higher level dice.
Yeah, as
and
you
then-
roll
and then-
eggs, you're going to be
and-
adding dice. As you roll chickens, they're points. But if you roll 3 foxes, you bust. You get nothing.
Right. And the foxes stick, you know,
Yep,
you don't,
foxes stick, the hens stick, the eggs you re-roll.
yeah.
Yep.
So good stuff. Super fun and really straightforward.
Yep.
Man, it's absolutely a great game. Chicken. It's my number 4.
Nice.
Good pick. This one's fun.
Yep. I should actually put some little marks because a bunch of these ones that I had in my like honorable mentions or whatever you guys have already talked about. So I want to make sure I don't come back to any of those if needed. Although I think I might be in the clear with the rest of my games, but we'll see. My number 4, I know you're not going to talk about because I haven't talked about it in a long time, but the few times I've gotten to play this game, I've really enjoyed it. I think more people need to know about this really interesting word game called Phantom Inc.
Yes.
So you're splitting into teams and you're like writing letters and giving clues, and your teammates are telling you to stop when they know what you're talking about because they're asking you questions about, because the clue givers all are going off the same card and you're trying to get them to guess the things without giving it away. And this was just a ton of fun. Yeah, it came out in 2022. I had actually kickstarted this one. And man, this is just very entertaining. It's a great like group game where the teams have like those different cards there with different questions on there that they can ask. And man, we just had a lot of fun with it. So
Dude, if you bring this to Gen Con, which I know we're supposed to stop talking about, I will commit to playing this because I
Okay.
think we could find a great group for it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Mhm.
Man, this one totally fell off my radar, but it's nothing like any other word game that's out there. It is very
Mhm.
unique.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's awesome. It is really good.
Yeah.
I found out that starfish average pounds or the average weight of a starfish is over 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's like heavier than an eagle.
Yeah, heavier than an eagle. That's right.
I think the
Like,
other interesting
no!
part is how you're like writing the words down one slow letter at a
One
time.
slow
and
letter at a
there's a clue
time. It's supposed
giver.
to say, stop. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I found that a lot of things about this game are very unique. It's
Mhm.
fun for sure.
Yeah, this is
Good
a great
pick,
game.
man.
I want to
I'm
play it
with
so
you,
bad
Tim.
now.
I know. I want to play this at Gen Con now.
I want to like go grab it real quick just so I can pull it out to make sure I don't forget it. So
Yeah,
just remind me when we're done filming to grab it real quick.
yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
kidding.
That is
Man.
awesome pick.
Okay, I got something much more recent. This is a recent release, and this is the second largest box on my list, but I'm a big fan of this 25th century game.
There
It
it
is
is.
Wine Cellar,
Yep.
designed by Andrew Stiles. I love auction and bidding games, and as Tim mentioned for sale earlier,
Mhm.
you can definitely see the for sale influence in Wine Cellar, much like the second phase of for sale, where you're bidding to grab those properties from 1 to 30. In the second phase of for sale, you're taking your properties of 1 to 30, simultaneously selecting them and flipping them over, and then you're going to get money that is out on the board. Well, in Wine Cellar, you're simultaneously selecting your bid at the top corner of your card, and that gives you priority on grabbing the cards that are out in the available market. Well, much like an actual wine cellar, when you take the wine card, you have to put it sideways and it has to be next to any previous card that you've already played. So you cannot create gaps. after you've done this 8 times, you're going to score. But there's a couple really unique things about the scoring in this. All of the cards age at a different rate, just like wine does. So you start with the one at the top, you'll score the first number. The second card scores the second number, and then the third card scores the third number, all the way down to number 8. So you've got this diagonal line that you're creating that is your one of your in-game scoring, but you also have these secret client cards that are a private goal that you're working on as well. And so I just found that simultaneous bid, and then plus the fact that after you bid and you take that card into your tableau, the card you bid with, those all go into the pool, and that's now what you're bidding on for turn number 2. So you can influence what's in that market as you go along. There's just lots of clever mechanics in this game. It's thematic. It's got Dutray art. I just think 25th Century knocked it out of the park with this game. It is fantastic.
They did an awesome job. I will also just want to mention, though, I read a negative review. Somebody was saying that like whoever goes first always has an advantage and this and that, and like so you could like get kind of hosed by not getting good cards like dealt to you. I kind of call BS on that, because anytime where you're bidding with cards, I mean, you like be strategic, and really where you're getting your points is where you're placing that wine bottle on the top or the bottom, and how well can you organize that. And there's enough variety in those wine bottles that, like, I mean, everybody's going to have a bummer one, right? Like a dead spot, like, I'm not going to get a ton of points for this one. But you're still, if you're strategic about it, you're still going to be able to find some really good spots to like put those bottles and score a bunch of points. Those private goals do not make or break the scoring. I feel like the scoring is really where you get those bottles and how you get them lined up. And then the private goals are just kind of the stuff that puts you over the top, like, Bob and Mike and I, we're all really close. Like, we're doing pretty good getting those bottles aged properly, but I'm going to hit my scoring goal, and I don't think they are, so that's what's going to push me over. So not to say that review is invalid or they're not entitled to their opinion, but like that's sort of my counter. That's my counter argument to it, though, is because I feel like if, get good, be smart, be strategic, think about it. The only reason this wasn't on my list is because I was worried it was too big, but I'm really glad it's on a list, because it very much deserves to be on.
That was what we were saying, like wine cellar or smaller. That was kind of our measuring stick. We said
that's fair.
Big, wine cellar or smaller.
Also, the biggest negative about this game, and that guy that gave it a negative review didn't even mention it, so clearly he doesn't know what he's talking about, is it's impossible to sleeve those cards.
There's that.
Just kidding. Like, that's the worst thing I've got to say about it.
This is your client card that gives you kind of that set collecting private goal that you're working on, which is interesting. But this just checks a lot of boxes for me. I like bidding. I like strategic games that play up to 8 players. There aren't a lot of those, and this does this well in under 20 minutes. So just lots of boxes checked there for me.
This game's really solid. It's really good.
All right. My number 3.
We're back to Tim now.
Oh, yeah.
I know. You're getting all goofed up over there, Bob. Are you drinking whiskey when it's not even Wednesday?
Vodka.
That's a lot of vodka.
Probably helps the ankle.
Moonshine.
That's all right. I've been drinking apple juice this whole time, too. So, All right. It is now time for our top 3.
All right, my top 3. Not only will I be the only one to have this on their list, but I might be the only one here that likes this game. But it is a classic, and I think it's really good, and I don't care whatever version you want to get, but Love Letter is a really fun sort of, it's a little bit of deduction, a little bit of luck. And I just really like Love Letter. I still think it's really good. I enjoy playing it. I like the tension of what card are you going to discard, and resolve versus the one you could keep in your hand. And then, if you're trying to guess other people's cards, it's fun. I have a good time with this. I wouldn't play it like a super high player count because it could definitely overstay its welcome. But this is a classic game that I still really, really enjoy. And there's tons of different versions of it, right? There's a Star Wars, there's the much sought after Batman Love Letter.
That's the one I have.
I have like 3 or 4 different versions. I've got the one pictured there. I've got a Star Wars one. I've got a Legend of the Five Rings version. I might even have one other version somewhere. But anyways, I like Love Letter. I won't apologize for it. I think it's really fun.
Okay.
So many versions.
So many, too many versions of Love Letter. Like,
I
look,
was gonna say I don't even know if I've gotten to the Cthulhu version.
It's
yet.
like it's gotten to like Munchkin level of too many.
yeah. Lovecraft Letter might be the superior version, but it definitely plays differently, like really differently.
All right. So now we're on to my number 3.
We are.
Yes. Go ahead.
So my number 3, if you're watching closely in Mike's new little segments that he's got there was a picture of us playing it, and we were laughing hysterically, it looked like, so we probably weren't having any fun while
None
we
at
played
all.
Wild Side.
Yes.
By friend of the show, Wes Todd. This is just a great hand-shedding game where Honey Badger don't care. You're playing cards out. You're playing you can play runs, or you're playing cards lower than the cards that are already out there. But once you get to like 4 of a kind, it'll wipe the board, and then you get to play whatever you want. You have cards face down and cards face up in front of you that you have to get rid of as well. And it's fast, it's fun, it's feral. That's what it says in the box. It's mostly accurate, 2/3. But no, this is, if you get a chance to find this game and get a copy, do it, because you're gonna have fun playing it. You're gonna pull it out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it plays up to 6 people and 45 minutes. I mean, that sounds long. I don't think we've ever had a game last 45
No way.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we tend to just play like one round, but you can play multiple
If
rounds.
you play
there's
the
different ways
multiple
you can do
rounds,
it.
it could go up to, it could
Sure,
go.
yeah. If you do it that way, where like everybody deals one time or something like that, then I can see it taking that long. But if you're just playing like one hand of it, 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah. Tops. Worth mentioning, if you are interested in picking it up, as of right now, the Weather Vane Games website is the only place to pick it up.
Yep.
But it's worthwhile. It's a ton of fun. It's really easy to play and get to the table.
It
And
is.
it's a blast.
I need to get another copy from West, because I sold one to my sister's friend at Origins, and then I sold one to my coworker who was going on a cruise.
Oh,
and
nice.
He wanted to be able to have it on his trip. And I wasn't able to get a copy from West before that. I'm like, look, dude, I will just sell you mine.
Right.
And I know I'll get it. I know I'll get it from West later. And I still have it. And it's been like a month. So I got to get on that.
Yeah. It's just kind of one that always goes in the bag now. It just always goes in the bag. That's what a lot of these are. Like you go somewhere to play games. It doesn't matter who you're playing games with. Throw it in the bag.
Throw it in the bag.
Okay. My number 3 is now easily my favorite roll and write game. And we're talking about Fleet the Dice game. Man, I love this game so much. First of all, I like this theme. I do like to fish, and so I think it's clever when games can implement this theme well. But ultimately what's happening is you're rolling some dice, and then one person's going to select the die they want, and then in clockwise order, everybody gets to take a die subsequently, and they will get to mark something on their left side of their board here. They're going to have different fish, and all of these fish are going to eventually start to have different special powers. They're eventually going to unlock boats, which will catch fish during the fishing phase.
Crazy.
And then there's a second phase where you roll the other dice over in the harbor here. And now you've got more special abilities, more boats that you can unlock, set collecting that you're doing. And then, like, every couple rounds, there's a fishing phase, and every boat that you have is going to catch a fish. And it just becomes combo-rific. Like,
Mhm.
you're scratching all of these spots in your boat, and some special abilities proc and give you more coins that you can use, and others are going to allow you to catch even more fish or mark other places on your board. It just does the roll and write thing so well for me. It's easy to play, and it's got tons of combos and a lot of replayability. There's a lot of different ways you can play this game effectively and win. So it just
Yes.
does everything right for me that I need out of a roll and write.
I need to play this more. I did enjoy it when we played it at QSCon. I thought it was really good, but I
Yep.
need to play it more. I've
This
only
was-
played it the one time.
Actually, my number 2. So Mike succeeded in stealing
Nice.
one.
Nice.
I will have to replace my number 2. But yeah, it's very combo-rific. You know, you're rolling these dice, you're kind of drafting them as you go around. Which I'm kind of looking at that picture. Is that like a It looks like a TARDIS like dice tower.
It does kind of
It
look like a
does,
TARDIS
yeah.
dice tower.
Anyways, totally. Anyways, Mike's bad at
Zooms
zooming.
in way too much when you do this.
Uh,
Just kind of all of the different abilities you can get as you work your way down
Yeah,
these fish.
as you draft
you
the
start to
dice,
get the
you're marking them off, and you're unlocking, new licenses that give you new abilities, or you're getting coins, and that gets you new abilities. Then you're at the end of the harbor. You're doing a lot of like the scoring stuff, like getting end game points and more money, things like that. Yeah, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and then every fish at the end of the game is a
Fish is
point, and you can just get like 50, 60, 70 fish in this game and just rack up the points. It's so fulfilling. I love this one.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of ways to score points, which is fulfilling.
Fishing is just one way. I mean, you can just go heavy on the harbor side and get a bunch of in-game points there too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I like games like that where you have options,
I could have potentially put this higher, but I got a couple that won't surprise you guys as my top 2. So
Okay. I won't be surprised.
no, you won't. All right. Time for number 2.
I like that we were all holding up 2s on that one. That was good, Mike.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, I gotta stop complimenting you. You're not gonna. Your ego won't.
Yeah, I know. My head has already taken up the whole screen. So.
Dude. Okay. So this kind of like Mike recording his Hands of the Crew or Ito. This might be my most played game, like in my collection. I've literally worn out copies of this game and had to replace it. This was one of the first games that I played with people, and they were buying it by the time we were done. And that is Grandpa Beck's Skull King. I love trick taking games, but I'm picky about them. So like the ones I really love, I'm passionate about because I really do like a great trick taking game. And just like Mike described with the Mythic Dice, you start with the first round, everybody just gets one card, and you're going to go yo ho ho and hold out how many fingers the bids you think you're going to get, and or the tricks you think you're going to get, right? And I love games like Spades where you have to call how many tricks you're going to get before you, when you're looking at your hand, and so this gives me like that. But it's all on you, right? And like how well you're going to do. And then you've got like, and you can play with like the Kraken card, you know what I mean? And some of those things. But I just really, really, really love this game, what it did for that style of trick taking. For me, it is just sort of an evergreen classic. I haven't played it in a minute, but man, I'd play it in a heartbeat, right? Somebody's like, oh, hey, we're going to play Skull King. Like, yep, I'm in. So great freaking game, really enjoy it. And Still love it after all these years. Number 2.
Yeah, 2013, up to 8 players. I picked this up last year and played it for the first time and freaking loved it. It ages very well. It's still one of the best trick-taking games out there.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I played it for the first time. It was probably 2013, Bob, at Geekway.
Oh, no kidding.
When it was new, I played it at Geekway, the first Geekway we went to. Kelly and I played it, and we were like, okay, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal trick-taking game. I knew this would be on your list, so I left it off.
Oh, sure.
But it deserves a spot here.
Yeah. For me,
And
it was
still
like
readily available.
not if it's on the list, but where, right? So,
and still very easy to pick up.
All right. My number 2 was stolen by Mike. So I will use one of my honorable alternates. And that is going to be another Oink game that is very, very tiny. Deep Sea Adventure. So keep with boat theme. Instead of being fleet on the top of the water, we're going under the water to get some treasure, to push our luck, to try to grab as many of these treasures and get back to the submarine before, Mike sucks all the oxygen out of the room and we all suffocate.
Do not seek the treasure.
That's right. But no, this is just a fun game. You got 2D3 basically that you're rolling, moving your guy down. You have the option of picking up any of those things you land on, but when you go to move, you're going to move one less for every one you're carrying. And plus you're going to suck up more air for each one you're carrying because it's heavy and you're going to breathe heavier. Once we run out of air, everybody's still underwater, drops all their stuff. And at the end of, I think it's 3 rounds of trying to go down and grab stuff, whoever has the most points wins. So it's super simple, high player count, tiny box.
Lots of table talk. I really like this game.
Yeah, this one checks a lot of boxes for me too. I had it as an honorable, would have been happy to swap it onto my list. This one's a lot of fun. I can't believe this was a 2014. Maybe only because I played it for the first time last year at QSCon. But man, I had a blast with this one.
Yeah, same. Some of these games, it's like, I can't believe it's that old.
Yeah.
Some tried and true mechanics are just always going to work well. Okay. My number 2, I guess, is fitting because this is a 2-player only game. You guys know I love this one, and it's not going anywhere. It is Splendor Duel.
Splendor Duel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Too.
I played so much Splendor, and then what's funny is I played most of it at 2-player. And then I played this, and I'm like, why would I ever play Splendor at 2-player again? This is so much better.
Absolutely.
So, basically your gist of Splendor is that you're going to be collecting gems on your turn, and that's going to turn into an engine that you're building as you're trying to grab these cards into your tableau and score the points on the top left. But what's interesting in Duel is that you have to grab them off of this board, and they gotta be adjacent. Diagonal is fine, and they've even added these pearls. There's only 2 of those, so they're more rare. And then when you do buy a card, you don't just put the gems back on the board, they go into a bag, and then somebody has to use an action to replenish the board with all of the gems from the bag back onto the board. So there's this fun timing element where you're trying to game the other player and almost forcing them to do it, because the person that does it, yeah, they get to refill the board and they get first dibs, but the other player gets one of these 3 privilege tokens, and those allow you to take a free gem from the board before you start your turn. There's just some excellent extra mechanics that are added to this that the original Splendor doesn't have. Much superior to basic Splendor. Even the in-game triggers are better. It's no longer about just scoring 15 points. You can score 10 points in one color, or you can score 15 points. Or
and crowns.
you can try to get 10 crowns. And that's what
Mhm.
this is telling you here. The extra in game, the extra timing of refilling that board, it's so good. I love this game. I haven't played it in a minute, but I'd play it like right now in the drop of a hat. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I've only played this a few times, but I was really impressed with how good it was because I was a skeptic. And I was happy to be wrong.
Yeah, I didn't really jump like headfirst into the whole let's turn everything into a duel game, but this one sold me, and
Yeah,
I
that's
love it.
hacky, I think. You know what I mean? Like played out, right? But when it's good, man, hey, good on you.
Mm.
Stand out from the crowd.
right.
Okay, time for our all-time favorite small box games. It's number 1.
All right. Well, since 2 of my number ones have been sniped, which is great. It's because it's a games that I love are getting talked about, right? But so I'm going to my third choice for number 1, and it's still great, and I don't care who knows it. I love Marvel Remix. This game's badass, super fun. It does Fantasy Realms, but better. It's a more interesting theme for me.
Yep.
I love the way that the theme makes sense with the cards and the way the heroes work together and the tags combine with each other, because you're trying to build this hand. So at the end of the game, you're going to score all the cards in your hand. So, but you're exchanging cards from like this, like face up, or maybe you're top decking, and you're discarding a card down. So it's really interesting because you're gonna start, and you're gonna have a super villain, and they're gonna have like requirements, and you have to have a super villain, and but they're gonna do some negative thing to your game unless you meet that requirement. So there's a lot of like push and pull with that. You can gamble and try to replace your villain, you know what I mean, and change your strat. But I don't know. Marvel Remix it kind of came out of nowhere. I played it, not like I learned about Fantasy Realms, played Fantasy Realms a bunch, and was like, oh, this is great. And then literally the next convention I went to, there was like, oh, there's a Marvel version of this. Like it had just come out, and I'm like, yes, please. And it's just been an absolute slam dunk for me. So
I don't think I've played the Marvel version yet. I own it, haven't played it.
You haven't played Marvel Remix? Oh my God. All right, I'll bring it.
No kidding. Yeah, there was like hardly any publicity about this going into Gen Con 2 years ago. They just kind of said, hey, here's Marvel Remix. I don't even think there was like a whole ton of knowledge that this was a remake of Fantasy Realms even. And it's just sort of, oh, what's this? Like sort of learning that it's a remake of Fantasy Realms. It's definitely the best version. I ended up selling my copy of Fantasy Realms. I'd rather play this any day. Very good, very easy to learn, and like so many people that I show this to just want to get a copy.
Yeah.
Great pick.
All right. Well, seeing as most of my games that I have been talked about, my number 1 has been stolen from Mike in a spoiler bit in our pre-production meeting. So
it's potentially all of our honorary number ones, for
I'll
sure.
give it the credit.
In case of emergency, I will break glass, and this counts because it's on BGG as a board game, and in fact, it's ranked 166th.
I know what it is. I gave Bob this idea.
In customize, but Magic the Gathering is a fantastic game.
Oh, I gave you this idea.
I've been playing this game since it came out in the mid 90s. I've never sold my collection. I've bought collections. I've got tons of cards. I did take about a 6-year hiatus for a while, so there are a few sets I don't own anything from. But most recently, they just did a Final Fantasy set. I've been playing Final Fantasy my whole life, so they just took 2 things that I love, mashed them together, and they did a really good job with it. But the game is fantastic. There's virtually endless possibilities of like customization, different formats you can choose to play, from like anything available to just the newer sets to You know what one of the most popular one now is called Commander. Everybody plays. We've got like one legendary creature who's like always out and available, and you all the cards in your deck have to be unique, and they can only be colors that are coincided with your commander. And you can usually play in a 4-person like pod, like free for all, whoever's there. So you got a little bit of politicking involved with that, and trying to convince other people that you're not the threat, somebody else is. But yeah, which is kind of funny. Those old boxes chilling right there, like the Magic one, I have those. Those boxes came out in the '90s. You can't just buy that crap anymore. But I've got my bunch of cards in those boxes. But yeah, it's great. And so I'm just going to talk about it a little bit. I know it's not really a board game per se, but it is on BGG, so it does count. And it's a fantastic deck construction game that if you have a chance, like if you know somebody who plays Magic, they've got multiple decks. Just ask them to borrow one and just kind of show you what it's about. You don't know how to. You don't get rid of that. That doesn't count. Nobody uses those. But they'll be happy to. You don't know how to build decks. You don't have to know how to build decks to learn how to play. You can still play the game and have fun with other people's decks without having to own a bunch of cards.
And a lot of times you can find like pre-constructed decks pretty reasonably.
The pre-cons they come out with are really solid these days. Like they're, you might not win a tournament, but you can go to casual Magic and play with your friends and still have a good time and be competitive,
I will say, and this still holds true for me, is I really enjoy Magic the Gathering. I think it's really fun. I do not enjoy all the people sometimes that play Magic together.
There are some bad personality types out there that gravitate towards this, and they can make it, they're not as welcoming as the board game community is in general. Like, a lot of times you sit down to like somebody randomly playing a board game, and they're very welcoming. You can sit down on a random Magic pod and just get your butt handed to you, and people are just jerks about stuff.
Yes.
And that's really unfortunate. I don't know if that's just the hyper competitive competitiveness that Magic can bring out in people, and they want to be, do tournaments and this and that. But it is unfortunate. But there are groups that are very welcoming. I play, a couple different pods now. I think I got 3 pods that I play with, and 2 out of 3 of them are very, open and welcoming and, willing to do, play whatever and be patient and teach people and things like that. And the other one's a little bit more serious, but, I know what I'm getting into when I play with them.
Well, and and don't get me wrong, there's absolute turds that I play board games with too.
Sure.
But but the Magic community is not as accessible as the board game hobby is, in my experience. But anyways.
Well, and while it is easy to go buy a pre-con and jump in and and play, I'm sure it can be very daunting.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
There's just so much. All right. Go ahead, Mike. Tell everybody our number 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah, this is the elephant in the room. This was what we discussed about before the video started, that not if it's going to be on the list, it's who's going to talk about it. It's the hottest game since it came out at Gen Con last year. It's the greatest card game of all time, or at least so its box says. And we're talking about Flip 7.
Oh my God, I love Flip 7.
Flip 7 is just fantastic. You can play it with almost an infinite number of people. And you're going to have a good time with this game. And it is so cheap. The cost per play on this is almost absurd already. Had it for less than a year. But for those that don't know Flip 7, let's just make sure that you do. You're going to get dealt a card, and then you get the opportunity to push or pass. When you push, if that card that you draw matches a card you already have, if you reveal another 10, you've busted and you've lost all your points. But there are 12 12s, 11 11s, 10 10s, all the way down to 1s. There are 0s. But that's not all. There's interesting cards that are in here too. There's a second chance, which saves you from busting. So if you reveal that other 10, sweet, you pitch that 10 and your second chance, and you still get to go. If you pass, you bank your points, and the first person that gets to 200 wins the game. There's also draw 3s. You can keep them, but more realistically, you give them to someone else and you hope that they bust. There's also some +2s, +3s that don't go, that there aren't duplicates of, so they can't make you bus. But it's called Flip 7 because the first person that flips 7 cards ends the round and gets an additional 15 bonus points. There's also one doubler in the game, which can give you a massive score if you're able to draw 5, 6, 7 cards and have a doubler. So the chance of the push your luck in this game is just it's phenomenal. It's so easy to play and learn. Flip 7, it could have been all of our number ones.
Absolutely could have been all
Yeah.
of our number ones.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's,
phenomenal game, just phenomenal.
I mean, I almost feel like the op kind of knew that when they were just giving this away.
Yeah,
with
they
no
knew they
Hollow
had a
last
hit
year.
when they're giving copies away just to get people. No, learn about this game, go play with people, and they knew they're gonna sell a ton of copies after that.
Within a
That's the
couple
confidence
months,
in it. Yeah.
within a couple months, it was out of print, and they had to reprint it. And now you can find this dirt cheap at big box stores.
Yep.
If you don't have it, just go get it. It's
Yeah.
so fun.
I'd say
It's
look
so
for the
good.
one that comes in like a smaller box. There's one where it comes in like a good sized box, and you're gonna get splendored, right? You're gonna have like all this empty box and just a pack
Yeah.
of cards inside there. So yeah.
No, I keep
Put it in a
mine
little
in
deck
like a
box.
little deck box now. I don't even. Yeah,
That works too.
it's like
I
this
Talk to your buddy who
size.
plays Magic. He's got an empty deck
Yeah.
box that you can
That-
use. I'm sure.
accurate.
Yeah, I ended up getting like the first edition, which had the bigger box, and decided I didn't like that box. And then I got another copy and gave my old one away. Hence, Bob has my extra box now. So,
Oh, is that the one sitting downstairs?
yeah, it's empty.
Yeah, hang that on the wall.
Yep.
Yeah, no. But yeah, Flip 7 is fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome pick. I guess since we're now through all of our lists, do we want to run down what our games
Recap.
were? Recap
Yes.
real quick, and then we can hit any honorable mentions we want to talk about.
Start it up, Tim.
Right on. So my number 10 was Surfasaurus Max. My number 9 is Evil Dead 2, 1%. My number 8 is Shards of Infinity. My number 7 is For Sale. My number 6 is Sausage Sizzle. Number 5 is Kinfire Delve. Any of them, pick one. Number 4 is Chicken. Love it. I feel like you've got to say it that way. My number 3 is Love Letter. You guys don't gag. My number 2 is Skull King from Grandpa Beck's Games. And then number 1, Marvel Remix.
All right. My number 10 was Cockroach Poker.
Stole my number 1 right off the bat.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Dang. Then number 9 was Chronologic. Number 8 was Nana Toradori. Number 7, Zombie Survival Infection. Number 6, I gotta find them out of order. Ahoy, Kitten. Number 5 was Take 5.
That also number 1 stolen from me.
Number 4, Phantom Inc. Number 3, Wild Side. Number 2 was substituted in Deep Sea Adventure. And number 1 also substituted in was Magic the Gathering.
Nice.
My number 10, One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Number 9, Castle Combo. Number 8, Cartographers. Number 7, Edo. Number 6, Mythical Dice. Number 5, 3 Chapters. Number 4, Wine Cellar. Number 3, Fleet the Dice Game. Number 2, Splendor Duel. And the unanimous number 1, Flip 7.
Yeah. Yeah. These are all like really exciting lists, man. This was a good idea. And I really, really love the opportunity to shine a light on a bunch of these games. So any honorable mentions we want to hit before we sign off tonight?
Most
Yeah,
of mine were what?
Go ahead.
Most of mine were all hit. The only thing that I'm a little bummed that doesn't get talked about much anymore, because I really enjoyed all of these, and there's like 3 or 4 different maps. I'm hoping they do some more of them. But the Welcome Twos, I think that they're great flipping rights. You know, a lot of different boards that add different themes and flavors to each one, and different things that you do. But I really enjoyed playing those. They just don't get played very much anymore.
That's fair. Okay, so I had a few. Let's see, Disgraced House. I could have put on my list, but
have to get it from the publisher. Great,
but
game.
you'd have to get it from the publisher. So I left it off just kind of for that. Dead Man's Draw. I really like Dead Man's Draw. And then Stay Away from Ares Games, I believe, is really, 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 really hard to find. But that is a fun sort of social deduction game where you're playing cards, and like you can change seats and you can attack your neighbors and you're trying to figure out who the thing is. But Growl is a better version of it, honestly. But Growl's I thought was too big of a box.
Which is also Stranger Things now, and that's
yes, that's the way you could get it, is with Stranger Things. Yep. Insider is an Oink game that I really like, where one person knows the word and that everybody else, then there's like somebody that's trying to get everybody to guess the word. They're going to answer questions. So everybody's sitting around a circle asking questions about trying to deduce what the word is. Well, the insider knows what the word is, and they are trying to get everybody to guess the word, but without being found out that they're the insider. Scout, is good, but the bird one is better. Grizzled is a really difficult Grim co-op game. Small box, really good. And then the last one I will talk about is Lifeboat, which just got a deluxe edition on Kickstarter. Really mean but fun games that it's you're in a lifeboat and you're going to be chucking people off the side. You're trying to keep certain people alive. It's a good time.
Good ones. I'll talk about a classic that still deserves its spot. It's Jaipur, a 2-player set collecting game where the faster you can sell your sets before the other players, you've got a dwindling stack of points. So timing is very important, and hand size is very tight. Courtesans, a newer one from Pandasaurus, great player interaction where you're playing a card in your tableau, another player's tableau, and at the queen's table, but you can make cards be worth a point or negative points. So you have a lot of ways where you can meddle with the points that other players are scoring in their tableau. This is out of print, and the new version, Biblios, I love this game, and that's why I didn't make my list. The new version is called For the King and Me. It's slightly bigger than what I'd call a small box game, but I still just love this game, and I just want to throw it in there real fast. Xylotar, a very interesting mix of deduction and trick taking from Bezier games. You sort cards and then you hand them to the player to the left face down so they don't know what's in their hand, but all of the different suits have a range of numbers and they're ordered by strength. So you are deducing what your cards are as you're flipping them over and playing them. Never seen anything quite like that. It does have bidding as well. Emerald Skulls from Thunderworks game, a fun little party game where one person's rolling dice and you're kind of wagering on the result of their dice.
That is super fun.
That was a bunch of fun. You mentioned that. I bought the big box that has the 2 games in there, so it didn't qualify. And you did remind me that does come in a smaller box.
I do have the smaller box version. I don't have the nice.
I kept it as the honorable. I've got the deluxe. I do need to play Goblin Vaults, which is the second one in that sort of chest there. I was surprised Kabanga didn't make anybody's list.
Take 5.
Take 5. That's the new that replaces.
Take 5 is probably more fun than Kabanga. I agree with that. I'll toss out 2 more real fast. One is Dracula versus Van Helsing.
I almost put this on the list. That's
2-player trick taking game from 25th century. One player is Dracula, and they're trying to bite as many players in one region as possible. Van Helsing is just trying to deplete Dracula of his hit points in a sort of programmed trick-taking game. Very unique. And I'd be remiss if a small box all play game didn't get in here. How about Mountain Goats?
Mountain
Mountain
Goats,
Goats
baby.
was also on my
Mountain
list.
Goats is just one of those anytime, anywhere games. Just throw it
Yeah.
in the bag. It's so
Yeah.
easy to
It's one of those
play.
Fields Goods games.
It is. You're just trying to roll numbers 2 through 10 on 2d6s and trying to climb up these mountains, and whoever gets the top scores a depleting stack of points. Whoever gets there first gets the most points for doing so. But yeah,
I'm
you
just gonna put it
knew-
out there, like All Play and like Oink those are the kind of companies where
Oh my gosh.
just go and look at the
Seriously.
catalog and they're going to have something you like.
Yep.
They're going to.
Fairy, Ruins, Money, take your pick. All Play, Lure. There's half a dozen of
Yeah.
those little square all play boxes I could have talked about, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're always bringing out bangers in those tiny boxes. So
All right.
awesome, guys.
This was great. Really excited to get another small box list
Mhm.
out. We haven't done like a 10 in a long time, I don't think.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been doing 5s.
Yeah.
So-
Well, we try to keep them shorter. This one's going to be about an hour and a half. So
Yeah, so I guess in the comments, let us know. Do you like the 10s better? Do you like the 5s? You could hop on the Discord, let us know there. Leave us a comment. What are your top 10 small box games? And we want to know. Why are we right? Why are we wrong? Let us know. And yeah. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Just like I said, right after we got to number 5, like, subscribe, ring the bell. If you made it this far, holy crap, you win. You win the next tiebreaker in a game. But reach out to us. We love hearing from you guys, and be sure to join us on Whiskey Wednesday. You boys got anything else before we sign off?
don't think so.
Bang for your buck, 30 unique games. So there you go.
Bam. In one video. All right, guys. For the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob,
Mike.
We'll see you next time.
Do you like to party?
I do like to party.
I also like to party.
I like to party.
A 7.3.
This is a great party.
Repeating.
We should party more often.
Heating.
I do like to
Heating. Okay.
I also like to party. I also like to party.
I like to party. I like to party.
We should party more often.
Okay.
This is a great party.